of the 13 million of the 6,776.
13 million.
96, yes.
I have the 6 million figure, but I want to hear the 13 million.
The 13,218,896. %. And when you add the 52,034 to the total valid votes of the petitioner, as in your Exhibit B, which is 6,213,182.
6,213,182. 182.
Plus 52,034. 52,034.
34.
Yes. What is that figure?
6,264,216.
And what is the percentage of that figure? What is that figure as a percentage of 30,218,896?
30,000,000 I beg your pardon. 218
896.
896. 47.388.
Now it's 47.396. Do it again.
Let's go over your figures again.
So, oh, very well.
Very well, my lord. Yeah.
So, my question.
No, you say we should do it again.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, add 52,000. And I said it was not. I said it was. No.
Accepted. Then ask for a
percentage, yes. Okay. So, what is the percentage of the figure you obtain of 13,218,896? The figure you obtain as a percentage of 13,218,896. Yes. The figure you mentioned.
Thing you said, you didn't speak into your microphone.
Two and three. 1, 8, 2. This 2, 6, 5, 2, 1, 6. 1. 47.396.
Correct. So here again, when you add the actual votes obtained by the two candidates to their total votes as published in the press release, second respondent crosses the 50+ threshold.
We haven't agreed on the actual votes.
No, but I'm saying that in terms on the face of the documents, second respondent crosses that threshold.
On the face of this press release? Yes.
And on the face of the document, the petitioner obtains a meager 47.396. Not so.
My Lord, the figure on the face of this document, 47.396, I can't tell whether it is meager or not.
I'm happy that your concern is only that it is not meager. Now let's now look at your summary sheet of the 275 polling stations that you've attached as Exhibit E to your witness statement. Constituency, the 275 constituencies. Yeah. What's that one? What's that one? Now, you will notice that at the tail end of that exhibit, you find the summation of the total figures of votes that each candidate obtained. And you also indicate what, from your calculation, each candidate obtained. On the side, that there's a difference of 568.
Yeah. Yes, my Lord.
That's all. Now, so let's look at the total valid votes obtained by the second respondent on that spreadsheet or summary sheet.
Yeah.
It is 6,776,065.
My Lord, it's 66. I see 66 here.
66, sorry. Is that correct?
Yes.
And the total number of valid votes obtained by the petitioner is 6,265,276.
Yes.
Correct. And
6,265,276. Yes.
yes. And from the EC's calculation, based on the EC's total valid votes of 30,218,600. What is that? No, my lords, that is the NDC. The last column is the NDC's votes. The EC's calculation of total valid votes is the column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the right. That is the EC's calculation.
And that's the total valid votes.
Yes, total valid votes, yes. And the number, the figure there, my lords, is 13,218,633.
Yes.
Yes. Now, you find that from the EC's calculation, 6,776,000 and 66 yields a percentage of 51.261. Correct?
Are we declared? Oh,
Excuse me.
I don't understand the question.
I'm saying that if you look, it's your exhibit.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that from that exhibit, the total valid votes cast overall, according to the EC, is 13,218,633. That's the document. That's what you have.
13,218,633.
Yes.
Yes, and this is different from what was announced and what was corrected and what was subsequently corrected.
Please, hold on. So, I'm saying that 6,776,000 and 66, which is the total valid votes obtained by the second respondent, as a percentage of the overall total valid votes of 218,633, is 51.261%.
That's correct.
Yes. Now, you claim you did your own calculations of those figures. And by your own calculations, you claim that the second respondent obtained a percentage of 51.263 of the total valid votes cast. That's your calculation. You see it at the last column, at the bottom, the very last column.
Yes.
So
51.264.
6263.
2636759.
Okay. So I'm putting it to you that whether it is the EC's calculation or your calculation, definitely second respondent crossed the threshold.
If we are going by the data supplied by EC.
Yes.
But the data is internally inconsistent.
Now, let's now come to your exhibit. your exhibit C. The council, no.
It was
Struck out.
struck
Yes.
out, yes. So
Yes. Now let's come to your exhibit. Your exhibit D. Now, your exhibit D is your famous letter
Yes.
of complaint to the chairperson of first respondent.
Yeah.
Where you claim that the results which were collated and signed by all the parties were not the ones transmitted from the region to the Electoral Commission's offices in Accra. And your second allegation was that Ashanti... No, my lord, I'm talking about the letter, Exhibit D.
what was the letter addressed to you? Was it addressed to the second respondent?
Yes.
This letter?
It was addressed to the first respondent. My lord, this is
You go on, go on.
Now, you said two complaints, complaint A and complaint B. Complaint A is that in the eastern region, the results in the presidential elections which were collated and signed by all the parties were not the ones that were transmitted from the region to the EC's offices in Accra. And the second point, B, relates to Ashanti region. Say Ashanti region provides fundamental problems that require investigation. We have found out that almost across board, the aggregates on the summary sheet do not reflect the individual results on the pink sheets. Further, the results collated and declared for the region do not reflect the aggregate results on the pink sheets in our custody. Now, it is a fact that you wrote this letter on 9th December. And I believe 2020. Is that not so?
Yes, 9th December 2020.
And I understand from your position that you wrote this letter before the declaration was made.
Yes, my lord.
Now, your complaints about Eastern region have already been disposed of by the Council for First Respondents, so I will not go there.
My lord,
Yes. Yes.
my complaint about Eastern region still stands.
Oh, well, okay. That's fine. Now, if you go to your complaints about Ashanti region, which you had made before you filed your petition, you notice that in your petition, you say absolutely nothing about this alleged complaint. Absolutely nothing in the petitioner's petition. Do you agree? You are doing the same thing. It's here. It's here. Huh? Do you agree?
My lord, we're referring to those complaints under the cooked figures, which has been
please,
struck out.
you don't listen to my question carefully. I'm saying these allegations you make about problems in Ashanti region, when you filed your petition after this letter, when the petitioner filed this petition, the petitioner said absolutely nothing about these alleged problems in Ashanti region. You admit that?
My Lord, we referred to cooked figures, and it was...
No, I'm talking about...
We didn't mention
Yes.
this specifically, but we referred to cooked figures, and that was where...
And Mr. Nketia, in your own witness statement, you never mentioned any difficulties you had with Ashanti results.
My Lord, we attached sample constituency figures. Some of them are from Ashanti, and we indicated that they were not correct. So, but they were put into the results that was declared. So we selected some sample constituencies, which include constituencies from Ashanti region. And that was to prove our case that there was a mismatch of figures in Ashanti region.
Now, so you will see that you'll see that whatever complaints you made about Ashanti region were so minor and insignificant that they did not affect in any way, in any material way, the results as announced by the first respondent, whether in the declaration itself or in the press release or when you added the actual votes obtained in Techiman South, or when you took
Ashanti region to Techiman South.
Sorry.
We've warned you, we don't want double-barreled questions. The questions are overloaded.
So I'm saying that these complaints that you make, assuming them to be valid, they had absolutely no consequence for who crossed the 50% threshold in the declaration of 9th December.
My Lord, I disagree.
So we will come to your disagreement. I'm furthermore putting it to you that in the similar fashion, they had absolutely no material effect on the winner as published in the press release of 10th December.
My Lord, I disagree.
Nor did it have any effect if you took the actual votes obtained in Techiman South.
My Lord, I disagree.
It did not have any effect if you added all the total voter population to the second respondent, to the petitioner. Second respondent would still have crossed the... Yes, you added it to the votes of the petitioner. Petitioner South. If you added that to the votes obtained by the petitioner, it still would not have made any difference as to who crossed the 50+ percent threshold.
My Lord, I disagree, because if you are adding one correct figure to a wrong figure, you cannot end up getting a right answer.
Now, let us look at your exhibit F. Your exhibit F. In your exhibit F, you claim that there has been padding in the total sum of 4,693. Not so.
My Lord, that is not our claim. Our claim is that there has been voter pardon, and we have samples to show that there was voter pardon, and that was what we demonstrated. So we have in no way indicated.
Please respond to the question. You can add explanation.
We haven't claimed that 4,700. The figure stated there is the total number of votes that were pardoned.
So I'm saying that in respect of your allegations of pardon, the only document before this court is your exhibit F. Is that correct?
That's correct, my Lord.
And I'm saying that if you go to exhibit F, you will discover that the total figure that you allege were pardoned is 4,693. That's what I'm saying.
That is not correct, my Lord. We said that is a sample.
No,
so the totals in the sample is what you have mentioned.
He is referring you to the exhibit which is before the court. Respond to it.
I've already said so.
Well, the exhibit was attached to a witness statement, and the purpose of the witness statement was clearly stated. The purpose of the exhibit was clearly stated in the witness statement.
Now, you see, the figure that you have here, simple question, is 4,693.
Yes, my Lord.
Yes. And you notice, so when you attach this figure, did you do it with the consent of the petitioner?
My Lord, I was to testify about matters that were in my personal knowledge.
But you were supposed, you said here that you had come to support the case of the petitioner. Is that not so?
That is so.
So my question is the case of the petitioner that 4,693 votes were pardoned? Is that what the petitioner said in his petition?
The petitioner said there was a sample.
No. Please, answer my question.
Please, let him answer the question. You see, let him answer the question. If the answers appear not to satisfy the court will certainly raise issues. So you let him answer.
Respectfully, the question was, it is a case of the petitioner that so and so. And he started an answer. That, so he should be allowed to answer.
No. You see, your petitioner mentioned a specific figure in his petition. Is that not so? Is that the vote pardon? Yes.
My Lord, the figure mentioned by the petitioner as vote pardon is a sample of the vote pardon, that is to demonstrate that there was indeed widespread vote pardon.
What was that figure?
Well, if I can refresh my memory. Petitioner. Petition. Exhibit F. Exhibit F. Yeah. I see 5,662.
So when you published in your, or you stated in your witness statement, a lesser figure, was it with the consent of the petitioner?
Yes, my Lord, because each of the two figures are mere samples just to demonstrate a fact. That is not supposed to be any absolute figure. So some samples could be selected, and under time pressure, if you look at the petition and my witness statement, where we're talking about the samples of constituencies also, the petition mentioned 31 or so constituencies, but we ended up bringing 26, the samples of 26 constituencies because of the time pressure that we needed to submit our lesson. But since they were all samples, it didn't matter to us very much.
Now, Mr. Asiedu, you see, now, listen. Now, Mr. Asiedu, now, if you were to, you claim that there was vote pardon in favor of the second respondent, and the figure that you have supplied is 4,600 plus and 93. Now, you see that the petitioner himself attached documents claiming that the vote pardon was in the figure of over 5,000. 5,600. Yes, in Exhibit F, 5,600 and 5,662. That's what the petitioner himself has said. Do you agree? Now, I'm putting it to you that the reason why you have revised that figure from the 32 constituencies to now 26 is that you've realized now that those other constituencies, the figures were in your favor. The so-called vote padding was in your favor. So when you were filing your witness statement, you took them out.
I disagree, my lord.
Now, let us still stick to your exhibit. You'll see that your exhibit F has a pen drive copy. Not so.
I don't see it attached here. I don't see it on my file. Yes, my lord. I've seen it.
Now, you see that in that pen drive copy, which we'll ask the court to play, you see that there are columns where you indicate padding for NDC. That is not shown on the hard paper, but on the pen drive, that gives a fuller picture. There are columns where you indicate that padding for NDC. There are other columns you indicate that padding for NDC and NPP, and other columns that you indicate padding for NPP. Is that correct?
My lord, that will go to the heart of the credibility of the figures as
I'm asking you whether that is correct.
Respondent. The question again.
I'm saying that the pen drive information is different from the hard copy you have attached. Is that correct?
A pen drive attached to the petition.
Yes. The Exhibit F, the pen drive of your witness statement, from which you create the hard copy, Exhibit F. You notice that what is in the pen drive is not fully what you have as Exhibit F.
Well,
the hard copy. The hard copy and the pen drive.
the hard copy of Exhibit F.
Yes.
And the pen drive.
Yes.
My Lord, I have not discovered any such discrepancy.
But Mr. Nketia, have you looked at the pen drive? Yes, you.
I looked at the hard copy.
No. Have you looked at the pen drive? Don't answer questions that you are not asked.
No, I haven't looked at the pen drive.
You haven't looked at your pen drive?
No.
Good. Now, my lords, if it is possible for us, yes, to play it. to show it.
It can't be expanded. Can it be expanded? Mr. Kusambo, the document has been opened.
All right. So you see that if you go to Asante Akim North, that is the 1, 2, 3, 4th entry on the Asante Akim North. You see by it in brackets padded both as Asante Akim North. That's the 4th, the 3rd, or is it 4th? Yes. You see that there's brackets padded both. He doesn't know how to do it. You can't go there. You can't go there. Yes, my lord.
Because help us. When we look at it, we couldn't find it.
My lord, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
There's nothing.
You see, Mr. Technician, I believe the folder is padded. Have you opened? Yes, you opened it. So I'm putting it to you. That in respect of Asante Akim North, your own document admits that it's padded on both sides. I told this, I raised this question.
My Lord, I can't see what he wants us to read. Where it is indicated that it's padded for both sides and all that.
Yes, my Lord. My lords, is it possible that we can get a technical person to assist the technician? Because he needs to open the folder properly, and obviously he's not able to do so.
26.
Because this is their exhibit, my lords. It's not ours, it's theirs. And we are saying that when we opened it, we noticed the folder correctly. That's the point we are making.
Yeah. Is there any problem? Come.
My lord, that folder is named 26 constituencies. The folder that he has to open.
Mr. Kwanzaa, council is giving you direction. He said it's called something.
26 constituencies. My lord. Yes. That's what?
Mr. Kutampa, which file should he open within the folder called 26 constituencies? He says there's a folder named 26 constituencies. Within it are several files. Which file do you want him to open?
Open the 26 constituencies.
The folder?
Yes.
And that all the files in there will just reflect as files, you know?
We believe so.
Mr. Kwanzaa, that's what he wants.
Yes, your Lordships, in this particular folder with the subtitle padded, if you open it, there are about 26 constituencies with names in there. For example, the first one at the top, Ablekuma West, they've written padded beside it. Ifijai Kwabre South, padded. Asante Akim North, padded both. Antiwanyu Abiedia North, padded. Ayawasu East, padded. Ayawasu North, both NDC and MPP, padded. Cape Coast North, padded. Ejisu, padded. Gomwa West, padded. Gushegu, padded. Keta, padded. Ketu North, padded. Koliklote, padded. Miom, padded. Nadoli, Kaleo, padded. Nandom, padded. North Dine, both NDC and MPP, padded. Okaike North, padded. Okaike South, padded. Sabelugu, padded. Sabelugu again. Sangrerigu, padded. Sunyani East, padded. Tain, padded. Tamale North, padded. Time.
Now you are expanding it.
Then Tema East, both NDC and MPP, padded. And finally, Upper Manya Probo, padded for NDC.
Mr. Kusambo, the day is fast spent. Can you ask your questions now that it's open?
Yeah. You see, Mr. Nketia.
Yes, my Lord.
On the pen drive that you've attached as Exhibit F, there are certain constituencies that you simply say padded, and there you mean padded in favor of MPP. But there are some constituencies where you say both padded, you mean padded for both NDC and MPP. Is that not so?
My Lord, as I indicated, this is my first time of seeing it.
But it's your evidence.
It's as if
you see,
there is a hard copy and there is this electronic copy. And I was, frank to tell the court that this is, I haven't seen it.
But
And you are showing it, and I don't see any padded NDC MPP on the screen.
Are you saying that there's no such description?
Never seen it. Counsel. Yes.
But it is your exhibit. Excuse me. So I'm putting it to you that in your exhibit you have these markings. Padded, both padded for NDC and MPP. I'm putting it to you.
Well, you have seen it, and so I am unable to admit or deny, because I honestly told you that the electronic copy, haven't seen it, and that is the reason why it was displayed. And I don't see, from where I sit, I don't see padded for NDC or padded for MPP on the screen.
Now, you see, if you take, I'm putting it to you that these so-called padding and non-padding or both padding occurred at different constituencies. You agree?
Well, if you say so, my lord.
Now, I'm putting it to you that it could not have been a grand plan of the EC to pad for both NDC and MPP.
I disagree, my lord.
You think they will pad for both?
Look, my lord, if I may elaborate further.
No, I'm asking, you are saying they'll be padding for both? Please, please.
The witness is about to answer the question. He's interrupted.
It's all right. We're waiting for
My lord, if 10,000 votes are added to one tally, or the tally of one person, and 200 are added to the tally of another candidate, it will create a false impression that the two candidates' tallies have been padded. But the impact is completely different. So if we talk about padding in favor of a candidate, that is precisely what could happen. And so the fact that on the face of the numbers, it could happen that in one party stronghold, if there is a grand plan to pad for his opponent, he could artificially add some votes to the tally in his stronghold and add more votes to the opponent, and it will create the desired impact that they intend to achieve. So padding cannot be established merely by comparison of those total figures at the end. If in Ashanti region, MPP leads by say 1 million votes, and you add 500,000 votes to NDC's tally, NDC's MPP will still be in the lead. But then you have reduced the impact of that lead by adding votes. So once you see that the figures are not reconciling, then we go back to the table and then look at what is wrong together.
You see, Mr. Nketia, the figures that are at play are only 4,693. According according to your
You
own...
asked this question
My
sometime.
Lord, I'm going to follow up. That's why I'm making that up. Now, I'm putting it to you that if you were to if you were to deduct the 4,693 alleged padded votes from the second respondent's votes as declared on 9th December, that is 6,730,413. If you were to deduct the 4,693 from that sum, you get 6,725,720. I'm putting it to you.
My Lord, that is so, but that arithmetic is meaningless.
Hold on. And if you use 6,000, you calculate 6,725,720 as a percentage of 13,121,111, you get a percentage of 51.259. I'm putting it to you. Excuse me.
My Lord, I want to take the question again.
I say, if you deduct your alleged padding from the total number of valid votes that the second respondent obtained by the declaration of 9th December, you get a sum of 6,725,720.
My Lord, arithmetically correct,
Is it correct?
but it's meaningless because we are talking about samples being taken
Answer
away.
the question. You answered the question.
My Lord, I've answered that.
Yes.
That is correct, but it doesn't.
Now,
it is meaninless.
Now, what is 6,725,720 as a percentage of 13,121,111, which was the number declared for second respondent on 9th December. What is the percentage?
My Lord, I'd like to hear the figures again and do the calculation and give you the answer.
So, the original figure is 6,730,413.
Please, slowly. 6,730,413.
413. Subtract from that the 4,693. What do you get?
Minus 4, 6, 9, 3. You get 6,725,720.
Yes. Now, what is that figure as a percentage of 13,121,111?
13,121,111. 51.259.
So you see, Mr. Nketia, that even if you were to deduct your alleged padded vote from the vote of the second respondent, he still crosses the 50 plus threshold.
I disagree.
Well, that's your maths. Now, Again,
because samples cannot be subtracted from another population figure.
now, on 10th December, in the press release, the total valid votes obtained by the 12 candidates is 13,119,460. That's correct, isn't it?
My Lord, let me go back to my attachments.
Yes. So, now, here's the thing. If you subtract 4,693 from the total votes obtained by second respondent, that is on 10th December, which is 6,730,587. 6,730,587. If you subtract that from 13,140,000, what do you get first? You get 6,725,894. That's the figure you get when you do the subtraction.
I thought you were mentioning the figures for me to do the calculation.
Yeah. So do the calculation.
Please, what are the figures?
6,730,587.
Yes.
You subtract from that 4,693. What do you get?
4,693.
93.
You get 6,725,894.
Yes. Now, what is 6,725,894 as a percentage of 13,119,460?
119.
13,119,460. %267. Okay. Now, so there again, second respondent crosses the critical threshold.
I can't tell, my Lord.
Now, if you, we've already done this, but this is simply to aid you, that if you add the total of Techiman South voter population to the valid votes of 13,119,468, that is, if you add 128,028.
Please, my Lord, slowly, because you are asking me to add. The way you are.
128,002.
Can we start, sir?
I thought you had left Techiman South long ago. And you are taking us back.
Yes, my Lord, you see, there are different stages. I'm demonstrating that even when you withdraw, you take out
Yes.
this alleged thing. Yes.
Oh, but did you not cover that?
Oh, very well.
I thought, well,
So, see, I'm putting it to you that when you withdraw or subtract the 4,693 from the total valid votes obtained by second respondent, whether as announced in the declaration of 9th December or in the press release of 10th December, or when you add the two, in all these occasions, the second respondent still obtains over 50% plus.
My Lord, here again we are attempting to take mangoes from apples.
Now, the critical question here now is that however and whatever the number of total votes, valid votes you take, and the number of valid votes very well, I'm happy your lordships get it. Now,
we don't follow proceedings. Then why are we here?
Now, you will see from the petitioner's petition that ground A of the petition suggests or states that the declaration on 9th December violated Article 63(3) of the Constitution and is therefore null and void. Is that not so?
Yes, my Lord.
Now, we all know that Article 63(3) requires a person to have more than 50% of the total valid votes cast to be declared president. Yes. Is that not so?
Yes, my Lord. I've been advised by my lawyers that that's true.
And I'm saying that from all the evidence before this honorable court, second respondent, in whatever situation, cross that threshold. That's the evidence before this court.
My Lord, I disagree.
Have you produced any evidence to the contrary?
My Lord, I indicated that we are here with the figures as declared by the first respondent. And we are questioning the internal consistencies of the figures.
You have not answered my question. I'm saying, have you produced any contrary evidence of the total number of valid votes that the second respondent obtained, showing that he obtained votes below the 50%? Have you?
My Lord, because those figures are not available.
Good.
Are not available from the declaration by the first respondent. And we are not here to bring figures here because we don't have a constitutional duty to declare results of elections.
Very well. So you can come to the court to challenge the validity of the results of the presidential elections without any evidence of what the actual results were.
My Lord, if I know that 2 + 2 is 4, and I'm presented with results that indicate that 2 plus 2 is 6,
excuse me. Please answer the question. At times you try to be a bit sarcastic. That is not done in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Yes. Mangoes, manos, whatever. You don't do this in under cross-examination.
The power interface will learn. And so the power interface are trying to catch up with court procedures.
You were a teacher, a banker,
yes,
a politician,
a teacher, banker,
of one of the largest political
farmer, block maker, and a distiller of Apaw.
You see?
Yes, sir.
So, I'm saying that you are telling this court that you can come before it, claiming that the second substantial evidence that these alleged violations, even if true, affected the actual votes obtained by the candidates. And you have no case worthy of hearing before this court. My Lord, under
Yes, yeah. Yes, so question. Yes, please, there will be a question from the bench.
I want to be very clear on some issues. General, I know that when you purchase a pen drive, it is empty. And the data on any pen drive is generated by someone. So the pen drive that you attached to the hard copy and exhibited as Exhibit F, who generated or placed the data on it? Because when you were asked, you said you don't know what was on it. Who generated the data on the pen drive?
My Lord, as I said, honestly, I hadn't seen the pen drive and its contents till today. And I was relying on the hard copies.
But
the evidence is gathered by our Elections Directorate and the Legal Directorate.
So they gave it to you and you exhibited it as part of your evidence?
No, my Lord, I did not exhibit that document.
As part of the petition, he did not exhibit it. He made it quite clear.
Exhibit F.
Next statement.
So he swore on oath that it's for him, and he brought it to us.
He exhibited it. So I want to find out who generated it. So it means your election generated it and gave it. Then I want to be very clear on these issues too. It's very, very important to me. Now, in all the figures that were mentioned, were the total valid votes cast in the presidential elections on 7 December 2020, in your own calculations.
My Lord, those calculations are reserved for a meeting for us to reconcile the figures, because the first respondent herself keeps changing the figures. And so it says, when you bring your...
Excuse me, Mr. Nketia, help the court. You see, when you started giving evidence, you said you had all representatives across the 275 constituencies. You said you put agents as, to use the, yes, and they were to, collect the figures. You said it. Then he's asking you that from that, what figure did you get? You.
My Lord, I haven't brought that figure to court.
Okay. Then, from your own calculations, what were the valid votes cast in favor of the petitioner, to your knowledge?
My Lord, when we discovered this discrepancy, it was difficult to even know which figures are.
You don't know, you just answer. You don't know.
I don't have them here.
Okay, then the last one. What figures from your own calculations did the second respondent get as the total valid votes cast in his favor?
My Lord, I don't have those figures here.
Thank you. That's all.
Mr. Asiedu Nketia, you have referred on a number of occasions to data being internally inconsistent. Can you explain what you mean by that? The data on the basis of which you have been cross-examined. You have kept saying the data was internally inconsistent.
My lords, there's no ambiguity in that statement. Nothing has been said here that suggests that there's no understanding of that statement. The statement is clear in its terms, so he cannot be asking him that question under re-examination.
My Lord, I believe the purpose of re-examination is to clarify matters that came up in the context of the cross-examination. So when the witness keeps saying the data is internally inconsistent, I believe that there is a need to explain.
My Lord, my understanding of data that is internally inconsistent is where figures are given and a total is given which is different from the sum of the figures. As we had on the declaration sheet for Eastern region, for instance.
What, my Lord? He hadn't finished.
No, my Lord. The answer is that data, which is, if data is given and a total is also given, and when you add the totals, you add the data, raw data, it doesn't agree with the total as given, then the data is inconsistent. And I'm citing an example of the Eastern
Inconsistency in data. But going back to Eastern region and flipping through the exhibits, yes, are you looking for fresh evidence? He wanted just a simple answer for you to tell the court.
Yes.
What is, yes. What, yes. That's all.
My meaning is that when there is data,
We've got it, thank you.
and there is a claim that the
We've
data
got it,
adds
thank
up
you.
to this, and when you actually add, it is different from what the total is claimed, then that data is internally inconsistent.
Mr. Asiedu Nketia, in connection with the cross-examination of counsel for the first respondent, he drew your attention to something from Asiedu, and he related that to the calculations that he had asked you to make. Now, how does the Asiedu
my lords, I object to this.
well, in connection with the documents that he cross-examined you on?
Yes,
and my question simply is, what is the relevance of, can you explain the relevance of Ayentwan? My Lord.
My Lord, this is fresh evidence. We can't take it.
I'm sorry.
I want to think about that discharging the witness.
Yes.
Thank you, my lord.
Oh, yes.
Or what? Okay.
It's off record. You didn't tell us your other name. You did not tell us your other name. Your alias, which begins with a rank in the army. You didn't tell us your alias, which begins with a rank in the army.
My alias.
Yes, which begins with a rank in the army. Or you don't want us to take judicial notice of that?
My lord, I thought Justice Apaw prefaced his question with
Because you come from his hometown, that is why.
I'm known as General Mosquito. That's my alias. Very well, my lord, if you request. Thank you very much, your lordship.
The case, sorry, the petition is adjourned to tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Yes. For the next witness.
All rise. nobody else.
Globe TV Nagnic Entrepreneurship Training. Ebusia enewu wansano ejuma anase wunibi. Globe TV ema wo ejuma aye. Ye chira wo enema bi etise biodigester. O flash ya na ashe. Organic weedicide, fresh yogurt, brown sugar, floor cleaner, liquid soap, fruit ice cream. Ye chira okwanya ye faso edua emire. Sanso na ye chira okwanya ye faso enyen enwa. Afe ye chira okwanya ye faso a obelo wa light bills. Sanye ma bebrebe ya ye chira wo enyina no. Sika kuma bi ena yeje. Eye 250 Ghana cedis per. Wante 250 Ghana cedis ana mekan. Enti se wo achichi ana bencheye. Na wo pese wo dikan agye wakonwa esi ho a. Send wo 50 Ghana cedis eye wo forms na esika no. Sade be ya wo benya wo code ne entem. Enti ebra wo nru ha no. Na 200 Ghana cedis ena aka wo de esoso. Numbers no ena good screen no so no. Enti to America Bra Globe TV na befa wo forms. Shane so say eye dako Ejumedie ena yede bro ewo Roman Social Center 27th February 2021 anopa nonson ekosi anwumre no 9 eniti freyen ewo 027-258-2299 anase 0244-161-390 share yen wo ho na ubedi yie ewo abrabo.
If you see my baby
Midinde oheneba PJ Donko Nwangwani kame ho ewo Globe TV so ya wada enwumre no nwotwempa mu ekosi nonkron empa mu ena efiada enwumre no nwotwempa mu ekosi nonkron empa mu midi dwumadie sonko kra ya to ne din se evolution abodiesu ebrel nimdie awodo pi ena ekokoso de wuhunu ye ene de wontiye ni nyina enam de brel ewo evolution dwumadie so ye nam sayo so ebehu se owura bi a ye frɛ Charles Darwin ni nimdie a de baaye se enipa kra ye firi akaetiem ena ebaaye sanso ena twe konkron Bible ene nwoma ahodo bebre enso se deity bi a ye fre na onyankopon one ne bo wiase enimu abode nyina sete sa sente sa obehu ewo evolution so dwumadie be me ye kwan me ehunu kingdoms me kire ahennie ene empires ahodo a abawiase bibini ehefa na ofiri sanso na broni ehefa ena ofiri yede ne enya Africa ye be dosuko ne ehu baabi abrofo o masi fire efire ene se de wiase hyase ensem a wonti mbise bi a wo pese ubisa ene de opese ohunu bia no ubehu. Globe TV bringing the world to you. Globe TV de ehinta ena de pen no eno ena ye de brel onyankopon onka.
Hey, hello.
I need a woman who must not only be beautiful but intelligent. We call that intelligentsia.
A stature without a status is equals to status.
Oh my God.
I wish to have a calabash of abacha.
This is quite interesting. My target is the madam.
Your target is the madam. Hey, wonderful. Shall never end. Oh, but I don't like this. I think it's
Globe TV. We are here to serve you